And then I said, I'm the retard because I didn't hit fucking record.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's the TTTC Club podcast.
Where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be we don't know, and games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we struggled with coming up with something for today's topic.
Because we definitely want to record because we got a bunch of stuff coming down the pipeline, which I haven't told you about some of them.
Oh?
Yeah. Right now we are uploading one video of the old lizards with the most to this channel in its own well
Playlist.
with the other lizards with the most videos in their own playlist once a day. And then I figured out that I could screen record and record my face playing games on my tablet. So right now I'm actually playing The Force Unleashed for the PSP. I've done 2 episodes of that, and I'm gonna do just a speckle of editing on those, and then upload them in their own playlist. Just me playing that game. Those are coming up soon.
So we'll have Morgan plays and Nick plays, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we'll have Couch Potatoes, which is the both of us plays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And speaking of channel things, we have, we hit or passed 100?
Oh, we're by the time this video comes out, we should be well past 100 videos on the channel.
But at the time of recording,
We're at 94, 95. Because when you schedule them, they don't count as videos on the channel.
okay.
Yeah.
And our 1 year mark is coming up.
Yes.
Next month.
Next month, yes. That's April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, I thought we started in like July.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess not because the first video says 11 months ago.
If you
So
go to
that's pretty cool.
the actual video description, it will tell you exactly when it was uploaded.
Oh. Actually, you know what? Let's check that out. I can check that out right now.
Or at least you used to be able to. I don't see why it would have changed.
Yeah.
But YouTube don't necessarily make a whole lot
Holy
of
shit.
What?
We have 25 subscribers.
What the fuck? When did that happen?
Oh, you know what?
What?
I think it's because of the shorts. Because it says today, 6 hours ago, I got 2 comments on one of my shorts, which, by the way, are just re-uploads from my TikTok. Which one is it? Tesla. Oh, it's the Tesla one.
What do you mean the Tesla? Is it where we?
It's a video that I stitched of this guy who bought a Tesla specifically just to wreck its shit. And he's literally just tearing the tire well off with his bare hands. And it's just me in the mirror going, every single part of that Tesla is fucked. And somebody just comments, it is. And then somebody comments, oh, hell nah, you jump scared me, skull emoji. Which is pretty cool. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, 25 subscribers, 97 videos right now.
Remind me when we're done to take a look at this chair.
The chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think one of the screws or something needs tightened.
Oh.
Ow!
Don't do that, that hurts.
That's my line!
No, you.
Ooh woo.
April 5th, 2024.
Wow, that's coming up quicker than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was like mid to late April.
Yeah. I work a double tomorrow, so if you want, we can like rack our brains to try and figure out what to do for that, and we can record it tomorrow and then upload that like specifically for the 5th.
The celebration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think we're up to like maybe the 25th, maybe, on Upload schedule?
All I know is like I want it to be big
Yeah.
because it's a big deal, but I don't want it to be too big to the point it's massive and overwhelming and doesn't get done.
Yeah.
So there's kind of that fine line in there, and as of right now, we don't even have an idea. So
I was thinking,
do
um,
we want to discuss this on podcast or
I don't care.
all right?
I was thinking of finding some sort of actual like documentary and going over it.
About
Um,
potatoes?
about whatever you want. I don't care.
Um,
Because I have most of the major streaming services. I got Netflix and HBO and Disney and Hulu. I used to have Peacock, but I don't. Not anymore.
you hit your cock too often?
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a play on Peacock, but
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Yes.
I'm
Speaking
so
of
sorry.
terrible, how have you been?
Terrible.
Yeah.
No. My good friend and co-host here, the chair, got me
Chair. Oh yeah. Your birthday was the day before.
as of time of recording, day before yesterday.
How old are you?
Too old.
Yeah.
I am now 25.
Oh.
My birthday was recorded. My birthday was my
Don't
help.
say the day. Okay. Early
That's
March.
that's when I was born.
Yeah, it's early March.
And he got me Modern Warfare 2019,
Yeah.
and I already beat the game.
Did you really?
Yep.
Oh, I kind of expected you to do it pretty quickly because all you got is time.
Well, I'm kind of annoyed with the game.
Yeah.
So I love the game. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously the older Call of Duties, you could just put the disc in and play.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't need an update.
that's not the case here. You have to have it connected to internet, and even then, the updates take forever, and it's not even just one update.
Did somebody let you use their hotspot?
Yeah, I took it to
The game room?
yeah the
Oh,
hangout place.
that's pretty lame, but you know.
Um, we went there at 11:30 yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and we didn't leave until 5 something yesterday,
Yeah.
and I still
Damn.
don't have all the shit downloaded.
Seriously?
Nope.
What the fuck?
And the internet there is really damn good.
Huh.
And
You might have your Xbox on a metered connection over there.
I do not.
Oh. Well, then I don't know what to tell you.
Um, no, just Call of Duty is a massive prick.
Yeah.
Like I spent more time downloading the files than actually playing the damn game.
Really?
I'm not joking you.
Wow. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Um, and I still don't have all the things. Like I still want to be able to play Spec Ops. We may do that for the channel.
What's that?
Basically, co-op story mode, I guess, kind of.
Oh, okay.
That's that's a bad way of explaining it, but it's also an amazing one to explain it.
Okay.
It's one of those things that you just have to experience it to understand it.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, it. So I put the disc in and it started installing shit.
Mm-hmm.
and that took a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And this was the night that I got it. And then I went to go play it, and it was like, you need an update, and you must be online and accept the. I was like,
Wow. Well,
okay, fine. And I was expecting it to maybe be 20 minutes.
yeah.
I spent pretty much all day there.
How big was the file size? Do you remember?
Too fucking big.
Yeah.
Like, in the story mode, the campaign alone could fit on a disc. Because the older Call of Duties, the campaigns are longer
Yeah.
than this one. And obviously, they were on discs.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally just like to complicate shit. That's
Yeah.
the only fucking reason they do it. I swear. Then to make you waste even more time.
Yeah. They do that.
And the story mode is so much shorter than all the other CODs.
Interesting.
But as far as the actual story goes, I enjoyed it. I loved it until it ended. And then I was like, really? That's it?
Oh.
Because it was not long enough to justify the amount of time and effort that went into actually installing the damn thing.
That sucks.
So,
Yeah.
Activision, fuck you. Infinity Ward, fuck you. Anyways,
Anyways.
oh, we're still on the day where the how you been thing. Other than that, I've been pretty. Really, there's nothing special going on other
Okay.
than that. So, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Fine. I am finally like maybe halfway through the Spider-Man 2 campaign, which I've had that game since October and it's now March.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say, you've had that for fucking ever.
yeah, I got it for my birthday and then I don't know, I just like to tism around in Minecraft and Call of Duty and not get anywhere with the campaign. But I played a lot of it. Literally, my wife was like, you played that game today more than you ever have before." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I finally got to the good part where um evil
Spoiler
Spider.
alert.
I mean, it's the classic Venom story, so there's nothing to really spoil. Like, I finally got to the point where Spider-Man becomes evil Spider-Man, and then he gets the symbiote off of him, and then Venom arrives. But this part is a spoiler. I'll give you 3 seconds to pause it. One, two, three, or I guess skip past this part. Anyway, he bites a dude's head off. And by a dude, I mean not just a random dude. I mean like the main villain of the story thus far. His name is Craven the Hunter. He bites his head off, like actually bites it off and eats it.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, that it yeah, it was a little it was a little jarring because you know it's a Spider-Man game, and I thought it would be like an off-camera thing, but no, it was
Front and
on.
center.
Yeah, and just dripping blood from his teeth and his hands, and then yeah, I thought they were going to introduce Eddie Brock as a character because that guy's usually Venom, but no, it's Harry Osborn, Spider-Man's best friend. And that was a little strange, but and you get to play as Venom too for a little bit. That was really cool. It just wrecks shit with him.
For
Um,
no reason other than I'm the bad guy.
yeah. Um, but yeah, they finally started getting good, and yeah. Anyway, that's how I am. I'm fine.
I just want to clarify again that he has had this game since
Since
October.
October. Yeah.
October.
November, December, January, February. Almost 5 months, and I'm only like 50% of the way through. Like maybe 60 or 70. I didn't check specifically how much of the story I've completed, but a hell of a lot less than I should I should have the game done, but no.
Yeah, you should be
Um
on like your second or third replay.
yeah. Also, it's really funny cuz I remember when Jedi Survivor, the second one, I don't remember what the second one's called cuz I haven't played it much. I remember when that came out, I was like, I am dead set determined to get enough money doing DoorDash and Walmart. This is how long ago it was before I started working here. Um, to be able to afford it so I can play it on PC. This was before I got my PS5 even, and I played maybe 3 or 4 hours of it. It was a little boring. I stopped playing it, and it's been so long now that it's free on PSN, and so maybe if I have enough attention span, once I'm done with Spider-Man 2, I'll play that.
Again,
Yeah. Well, all the way through this time.
you're probably not.
Probably not. I mean, I downloaded it and I expect to play at least some of it.
Expectation is different from reality.
Yes. Like, I expect you to be competent. And only sometimes you are. Same with me, though. So,
Isn't that the same with everyone though?
maybe. More so with us than other
Yeah,
people, but
but everybody has their incompetent moments. Yeah,
some more than others.
yeah. That's why Florida men exist.
Listen, Fat. So, did you have a topic for us, hopefully? Hopefully it'll be good.
I did, but we're gonna take a breather
Oh, okay. We're
because I forgot.
okay. Pausing the.
Ah, that was a nice hour
Sure.
of not recording. I'm lying. It was
Like 30 seconds.
yeah. So Nick, you are big religious boy, big religion man.
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but I suppose so.
Okay, well you're one of the most religious people I know.
Okay.
That's not really a hard bar to surpass, but
Okay.
I digress.
Uh-huh.
Um, so we're going to talk about something that's been bothering me a lot recently. So this all came to fruition when I was watching that one Family Guy episode where they're trying to do the whole sex ed thing and some guy from some church gets involved and yada yada yada. And yeah, I agree that teens especially should be informed about the dangers of sex and everything like that. But I feel like it should not be a religion's job to one go into a school filled with hundreds if not more of religions or religious backgrounds and force their ideology upon everyone.
Okay, let me armchair psychology you a little bit here. Um why do you say force? Because if a representative from a specific religion comes in to do like maybe um what do you call it? Like an assembly to talk about stuff like that, which does happen. Why do you say that's forcing?
Because they make it seem like he's the all important person.
He who
The speaker. The religion person.
Okay.
It,
Would you say that it's forcing their beliefs on people when somebody comes in and does an assembly on saying no to drugs?
no, that's different.
How?
Because drugs can actually fucking kill you.
And so can STDs, my friend.
That's that's why I'm saying sex ed, yes.
Uh huh.
Religion being forced onto
Again, why use the word force?
because that's how I see all religion, honestly.
Okay, but there, don't you think that there's a difference between a mother sitting down their child and saying, "This is you're going to pray every night like I do, and you're going to read this holy book like I do," versus someone saying, "Hey, here's something that you can do, and here's a place that you can do it at, and this is an entity that you can look up to." Don't you think there's a difference between those two?
To an extent, but at the same time, it is generally the same thing.
You really think so?
I believe so, yes.
So again, I'll go back to the drugs thing. Um,
Man, are you okay? Do you need help?
what do you mean?
Seems like you're projecting a bit there. Going back to the drugs thing. I'm
I
making a
don't,
ha ha.
I don't get it.
I'm
I
basically,
don't do drugs.
I was basically implying that you do drugs and we're asking for help.
Oh, okay.
Ha
Anyway,
ha.
okay. Anyway, what's the difference between a quote unquote a holy man being like, "Hey, you shouldn't have sex before you're an adult, and this is why," versus a normal person coming into a school saying, "Hey, you shouldn't do drugs. This is why."
Well, for starters, the whole drug thing, dare, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
What does that even stand for? Like
I have no idea.
drug anti-social
I don't know.
read education.
Anyway,
Um, it has usually for starters, it is hosted by a law enforcement entity,
mm-hmm.
which makes sense because drugs are illegal
Mm-hmm.
and they kill.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know what else is illegal? Premarital sex. Or no, not premarital. Sorry. Underage sex.
teenagers are going to be teenagers. You can make anything illegal all you want. It's still going to fucking happen.
Okay, you can say the same thing about drugs then.
I know. Why do you think we still have drug deaths?
So what are you comparing that to?
I'm not comparing anything to anything. You're the one that went back to the drug thing.
So I brought up drugs. And
Yes.
then you said the reason why we do the whole dare thing is because one, drugs are illegal. And then I said, you know what else is illegal? Underage sex. And then you just said, kids are going to be kids. And then I said, so what's the difference between kids doing drugs and kids doing sex?
It's not being pushed on them by a religion.
But it's being
It's
pushed on them by law enforcement, and that makes it better?
yes,
Why?
because it actually shows that it is a danger and kids are going to either respond to that or not. While with the religion, everything that comes out of that guy's mouth is bullshit.
Says you. And whatever comes out of that guy's mouth may be bullshit to you and to other kids, but not all the kids. Just like,
You
hold on. Just like you just said, what that dude is saying is bullshit. If a cop says, "Hey, don't do drugs because it's illegal," another kid can say the same exact thing. So what's you're not telling me what the difference is. You're just saying hypocrisies.
okay? The difference is, again, it's not being forced by a religion. It is not compromising children of different religious beliefs to a religion that is not their own.
Okay, but a cop saying, "Hey, don't do drugs," is compromising against kids who may have disabilities that are like, "Hey, I need to do drugs because I'm in pain." So fuck your anti-drug message.
And that's how you get back into the whole kids will be kids.
Uh-huh.
And
So the only difference is the religious aspect.
yes, religion should not have a part in any part of our school system. Religion should strictly be that.
That what?
Religion.
Okay.
I don't
So
I don't see why you feel the need to go and lecture a bunch of kids and force your beliefs on them when
nobody's forcing anything on the kids. They're just spreading the message. You keep on saying this word force, and it's not forcing. It's just opening people's minds to different.
they are forcing it because again, this dude is on a stage usually.
Uh-huh.
That
But is there violence involved? Is there a gun in people's face? How is this force?
I don't know. Maybe we've been out of school so long they're shoving kids' faces into a gun. I said
Okay.
that backwards,
Okay.
but
Okay. Let me bring up a scenario to you. Let's say a man from the let's just use one that I don't even believe in. Let's say someone from the Mormon church comes to a school and he wants to do an assembly on, let's not even bring up sex. Let's just bring up, he wants to talk about um how not wearing certain clothes is bad. Let's just say that. And the school says, "Hey, there's a guy here. He's going to talk about this. He's from this religion. You don't have to go to the assembly, but you can if you want to." Is that still forcing their religion on kids?
no, but we were never given the option growing up as to whether or not we go to the assembly. We were required to go to the assembly.
Okay, I can see that then. I can see that then. Um, I actually had an instance in school where somebody was talking about like Freemasonry, and I'm like, I don't want to go, and they're like, well, you have to. I'm like, well, I refuse, and they made me sit in past room, and my mom bitched them out. That's fine. If you're talking about like mandatory attendance to an assembly like that, I mostly agree with you.
Really, the whether it's mandatory or not doesn't really change anything for me because I firmly believe that religion should stay religion and education should stay education and construction should stay construction. Politics should stay dead.
Okay, so what about, I just had something and I lost it. Um,
Me every time I try to get into a relationship.
okay. Um, so I do mostly agree with you that that would, in most cases, be considered being forced on someone. But the thing that I'm kind of hung up on is the non-religious topic part, because abstinence isn't religious. It's a facet of most religions. Don't get me wrong, but abstinence does not equal religion. So that's kind of where I'm getting hung up on. Like, I actually do remember an assembly that was done in my elementary school that had nothing to do with religion. It was just some dude that did sex education across the country, and he talked about abstinence and STDs, and there was not a single drop of religion in it. So my question is, if something like do you agree with something like that? With somebody talking to a bunch of kids in an assembly, a mandatory assembly, talking about abstinence, or is it just the religious aspect of it?
I'm gonna agree with the the whole educating about sex. Again, has never that was never my issue here.
Right.
My issue is it is being given by religious persons who can and do give false statements about the facts of sex. Sticks.
Okay. So, if I'm getting this right, if a bishop from a church or a pastor or the Pope himself were to come to a school and talk to a bunch of kids during a mandatory assembly and were to talk about STDs and abstinence, but didn't bring up God at all, didn't bring up the church at all, didn't bring up anything to do with religion at all,
Then that is
would
perfectly fine.
that would be perfectly fine?
Yes. Because then they would be considered a guest speaker, not a religious entity. Religion,
So,
while is great for a lot of people, I do not think it should have a place at all in our schooling.
so my view just in general on religion in schools is either have nothing to do with it, period, or include every religion, period.
And we're talking public schools. We're not talking
Yeah,
like
private schools, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
we're not talking like a Catholic school or
Yeah.
anything like that because
If they
90,
want to rape kids in their own time, that's fine. But, um,
99% of those people there are going to be Catholic.
yes.
Ah, hit pause.
Okay, hit and pause. No. Okay, after a brief phone call, I believe the last thing we were talking about was, um, fuck, what was the last thing we were talking about?
It had to do with religion and sex. That's all I know.
Obviously, yes.
That's all I know.
But, god damn it.
Do we need to watch the footage back?
No, it's like right on the top of my tongue. It's like, god damn it, we're gonna pause it again, just real quick.
Actually,
Okay, I remember. What we were talking about was my view on religion in schools is either have none of it or have all of it. And people get extremely offended when you have all of it, so it's best to stick to none of it.
agreed. But I'm here one because I don't see why religion should have any hand in any of that.
Uh,
Like, who made it the religion's job? Who decides what religion?
mhm. Which is why separation of church and state was a thing in the first place. But yeah, I think it's really funny that cousin fuckers in like Alabama or whatever are like, we should teach the Ten Commandments and the Bible in school. What the fuck is a Quran? It's just really
but like,
hypocritical.
I have no issue with like, because if you think about it, 95% of the teachers and staff in the school are going to have some type of religious background,
Yes.
but they don't bring it to school,
Yeah.
or at least they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
So why is a guest speaker any different?
Yeah, which is why I've
It,
actually heard that even in like religious studies, they choose specifically either agnostic or atheist teachers to teach those because they'd be like, here's what Christianity teaches. I think it's bullshit, but think what you want. Here's what this teaches. I think it's bullshit, but think what you want. Because I have heard of religious teachers who are like Muslim or Christian or whatever, and being like really heavy handed in the religion that they actually believe in, and then they like, oh yeah, and here's the other religions, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't see why it needs to be a religious person. Again, if the religious person came in and didn't force an agenda or talk about religion whatsoever,
Yeah.
see no issue with it,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah, I suppose I agree with 90% of what you're talking about.
I mean,
I just don't really see an issue if a religious person comes and be like, here's what an STD is, here's what abstinence is. I believe because of my religion that you should practice abstinence, and there you go. I really don't see an issue with that.
I see an issue with it because it's not inclusive to all religions. It's, in a sense, putting a specific religion on a pedestal.
I don't really have a problem with it because I don't see it that you're putting it on a pedestal. If they like mention it, that's one thing, but if they like focus on it, that's a complete other thing. I don't think that if a holy person or whatever, a religious figure like mentions it, I think that's fine as long as it's not their main focus.
I really truly think that the way we did it when I was in school
Hmm.
is probably the best way of doing it.
Yeah.
We had a sex education class that was mandatory for seventh grade, I think.
Okay.
First year of middle school.
That would be sixth grade.
Oh, okay. Um, and they would just do it through cycles.
Hmm.
One trimester would be one group,
Yeah.
another, and so forth.
Hmm.
And everybody got the same knowledge,
Yeah.
the same safe sex talk, or if you're gonna have sex, do this and that,
Hmm.
or where babies come from. And oh my god, by the way, that scarred a lot of people.
I bet.
So
I the one thing that I kind of find ridiculous, and I guess this can be a general sex ed topic. What I find ridiculous is schools sending home flyers being like, "Oh, we're going to offer a sex ed course. Would you like your child to be
yeah,
enrolled?" No, I think that should be mandatory for like 99% of the student body. Maybe not the special ed kids, but like you know what I mean,
yeah,
unless there's like specific religious like exemptions, but even that I'm like those are kind of ridiculous. I think you need to know about because because with some people think that girls pee out of their butt, and I think that a rigorous um sexual education would prevent stuff like that, like not even just like, oh, that's where babies come from, that's it. No, I think sex ed should talk about like this is a penis and this is what it does, this is a vagina, this is what it does, this is where girls pee from, this is what happens when this happens. And they shouldn't just talk about just like the safe approved topics. They should talk about a wider range of different sexual subjects like that.
the one thing I remember from sex ed in particular was one line, and one line only.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you won't pee on your wife.
I
I
was gonna say most.
I think we were talking about semen and all that fun stuff
Uh-huh.
and how it's used in the sexual orientation.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that line has stuck with me through all these fucking years.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you won't pee on your wife.
Interesting.
And it was
um
a lady that said it too.
I don't remember much about my sex ed class. um I think most of my sex ed that I got was from online. um But the one thing that I do remember is this one kid who was like the class clown. I was always cracking jokes and everything. He sat directly behind me, so it was very it's very vivid in my mind that I remember this. But like the day one, I remember the first day of that class, the teacher's like, okay, these are the different topics we're going to cover in this class. Before we start anything, does anybody have any general questions for me? And the kid behind me, who again was the class clown, so I'm like, oh God, what is he going to say? He's just like, what's a queef? And then she's like, a what? And everybody's like, oh my God, dude, what? And he's like, a queef. And she's like, I actually have never heard of that. And then somebody was all like, it's a vagina fart. And she's like, that's what that's called. She didn't know what the like colloquial term for queef was. So she's like, oh my God, is that what that's called?
I've been queefing this whole time.
Yeah. That's not like the only thing that I remember. Also, my textbook was like turn to page whatever and turned there, and it's like a picture of titties. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I just lost my virginity.
Right.
Um, Another thing I remember from the sex ed, even though it had nothing to do with sex ed,
Mm-hmm.
the teacher had a dog,
Oh,
and she brought it to class, and his name was Tebow.
Tebow.
Yeah,
Like Tim Tebow?
I don't know, Teabo, I think.
Yeah, I think that's how Tim Tebow spells his name.
Um,
It's a football player.
he was a certified um therapy dog,
Oh yeah.
service animal. I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hmm.
And me being autistic and ADHD and Lord fucking help me everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Um he was really good for me because I would actually be able to fucking focus,
Yeah.
and not you
Yeah.
like I do in these videos. And um I was actually able to pay attention,
Yeah.
and I looked forward every day to seeing Tebow because Tebow was my friend, my only friend. Was a dog.
Oh. Speaking of
Honestly, I
autism,
would argue that Tebow was a better friend than most friends.
in a little over a month, on the 13th of next month, um, I'm going to get my evaluation done and see if you see exactly what the fuck is wrong with me.
I don't think there's enough paper in the world for that.
Yeah, I actually saw my little brother-in-law's like full like evaluation and everything, and it goes like very very deep in detail what's wrong with him, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get one of those soon.
You better bring that.
Also, um, I
I
went to an audiology appointment to see if I have hearing loss. I have near perfect hearing. And they're like, you probably just have a processing issue in your brain. And I'm like, oh, even the ear doctors are telling me I'm autistic. Very cool.
So, anyways, back to
Sorry.
Chibo.
Sorry.
Um, Suddenly, the school said that she couldn't bring him anymore,
Lame.
just out of the blue for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Even though it was helping kids, like if kids were getting uncomfortable or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
he would like walk over and put his head on our laps.
Yeah.
I would sit in the back where his bed was and love on him the entire class.
Oh.
But I was actually able to pay attention.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, but it pissed me off because they had literally no fucking reason.
Yeah.
He was like a Bernese Mountain Dog or something like that.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
Other than your battery pills, how come you're not on any like ADHD meds or anything like that?
Sorry, what?
Other than your battery pills,
What do you mean by that?
your lithium, how come
Uh,
you're not on any like ADHD pills or anything like that?
because I'm fucking crazy. That's why.
Because they don't help?
Nope.
Or really?
Yep.
Have they tried giving you actual meth?
That was a discussion.
Like Nazi chocolate type of meth.
That was a discussion.
Really? That's kind of funny.
And then my mom objected to it. She was like, I don't want my son taking meth.
Yeah.
So,
Very interesting. Okay.
but I could have had legal meth.
Yeah. Um. So
I'm
I
s-
actually have a question for you
I'm
on
s-
the topic of religion.
I'm still pissed off about the whole Tebow thing. And go ahead.
Yeah. Um. Are they just jokes and you wanting to fuck with them, or do you have an actual issue with missionaries? Not Mormons in general, but specifically missionaries.
If like another religion sent missionaries out, I wouldn't have a problem with them. It's specifically the Mormons, and they are fucking fun to fuck with.
Okay, so another question. Is it just your own personal experiences with the Mormon church, or do you have other reasons why you don't like Mormons? Or maybe just the Mormon religion in general? I shouldn't say Mormons because, some Mormons are good.
Yeah, some Mormons are all right. I don't judge a book by its cover, so to
Hmm.
speak.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be here otherwise.
Yeah.
So count your stars for that one.
Okay.
Cards, lucky
I don't.
stars.
Lucky stars, yes. That's the saying.
Okay. Um. By the way, did you get my joke?
What joke?
What's it called when One Republic performs in a
Oh,
casino
yeah.
counting cards?
Hmm.
That's funny.
I get it. I ain't laughing, but I get it.
And this is why I want to hang myself. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
Is it just your personal experiences with the church, or is there
so I
another
don't
reason?
agree with their believings at
Hmm.
all.
Their believings, yeah.
I don't believe with what they teach.
Hmm.
I don't believe in how they teach it.
Mormon
I
Jesus.
I don't believe in the whole hierarchy of power. I don't believe in the taking so much money from each check, taxing your disciples essentially. Disciples?
Wait, what do you mean by taxing?
You don't know.
Are you talking about like
They
offerings or
the Mormon Church takes, I think it's like 30% of their members' paychecks.
like
I may be wrong on that number, but they do take a percentage.
what do they call that when the government does that to like alimony and child support? What do they call that?
Restitution?
No. Garnishing. They garnish your wages? Like
I if you want to call it that, sure. I know they do it. I just don't remember exactly what the number is.
Mormon church garnish wages. No, they don't. It's tithing.
That's what
It's
it was.
it's 10%. And then it's not mandatory, but I mean, they might get mad at you if you don't, but like
Oh, it is absolutely mandatory. I don't care what they say. It is absolutely mandatory.
well, they might
You
do
you will
like
face ridicule
okay.
otherwise.
Okay, yeah, they might do like the culty thing of like excommunicating you or like punishing you, quote unquote. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So it is absolutely mandatory. I don't care what anybody says.
no, that's fine.
They take 10% of your check,
Yeah.
while the people in the bishopric, the higher ups,
Mm-hmm.
um, usually they don't work.
Mm-hmm.
like their job is being the bishop or the bishop's helper.
So,
Tell me how that makes sense.
what it sounds like to me, and I could be wrong, but what it sounds like to me is that they take the tithing and they basically accept that as a check.
Yep.
That's kind of sounds what it sounds like to me.
Yep. And then
When
they always claim to be broke.
yeah, when the Mormon Church is like one of the most wealthiest institutions in America,
Yeah.
um, besides the government itself, um, I uh, that is absolutely sickening to me because the whole idea of tithing is that that money is supposed to go back to the community. It's supposed to go back to keeping the church running,
It absolutely does
helping,
not.
yeah, helping with like food banks and soup kitchens and stuff, and doing community outreach and helping the poor and helping the sick and doing whatever. It's not supposed to stay in the church.
Yeah, no, that's
Well, I agree with tithing, but only if it's used for those altruistic purposes, and especially if it's not ridiculed if you don't do it.
yeah.
Um,
Or forced in any way, shape, or form.
yes, yes.
Um,
Yeah, that's
but
pretty disgusting.
yeah. And like I know it's shit because the one of the churches I went to was practically literally falling apart.
Yeah.
Like, sure, the foundation and the supports were all good, but like the floors were coming up in places,
Mhm.
and like boards, some boards were broken at other places, and just in general disarray. Fucking paint was not paint good.
Mhm.
Like it looked like it belonged in a horror movie,
Yeah.
to say the least. But they kept doing tithing, and nothing ever fucking changed.
Yeah. Yeah. Hoarding wealth in the church is like pretty close to like evil. Um.
And I remember someone asking, "What the fuck is going on?" You know,
Mhm.
their excuse was, "We're saving up."
Sure.
Here we are, fucking
Can I give you a good
probably
example?
more than a decade at this point,
Yeah.
and it is still like that. I guarantee fucking to you it.
Can I give you a good example of the use of tithing?
Sure.
My grandpa actually helps run a little Spanish church. They have English services too, but I think the English services are Catholic. But the Spanish services that he does with another elder of the church is all Spanish, and it's mostly Protestant, I think. Um, I don't know what you would call our specific brand of Christianity, but anyway, they only have a congregation of maybe like 40, 45 people, and I have no idea whatsoever if those people give tithings regularly. But with the tithings that they do get, they were able to move out of a tiny little cramped space, like on the square, into an actual like dedicated building within a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they have started a food bank, because they combined their tithings with the Catholic English part, and they're doing a food bank now. That is good allocation of tithing.
Yeah.
But whatever the fuck the Mormon Church is doing, it obviously is not.
No. And like, if you're struggling, um, like financially and need food
Mhm.
or something like that, you have to put in an application,
Really?
a legit application for food.
Wow. Like I have always found it strange that A, the Mormons only help the Mormons, and B, um, that they don't hold open soup kitchens and stuff like that. Not at least not around here, not that I know of.
I've
Um,
never seen an open soup kitchen.
all the food banks around here are Catholic and Protestant, as far as I know. Well, okay, so there is one LDS church that does a food bank, but they do their stuff so incredibly strictly, it's kind of insane. They like keep your name in a registry, and they um uh, uh, like okay, an example is that for the longest time, me, my ex-wife, their two friends, um and their friends dad and uncle, so six people, were all in the same house, and me and my ex-wife would always go get food from the food bank there. And when we moved out, it was just me, my ex-wife, and my mom. And they're like, well, how come you went from a 6-person household to a 3-person household? And we're like, because we moved. And they're like, well, how come you didn't update your address? I'm like, we never put in an address. I'm like, well, you should have. How come you didn't update the registry? I'm like, there's a registry? And they refused us food because we didn't update the registry. We had to go to the actual church during church operation hours, fix our information in their registry, and then come back the next week that they did because they only did it like twice a week. So that was really fucking ridiculous.
You can starve just because you didn't
Yeah.
give us the right
And then
fucking information.
yeah, and then the Protestant food bank that's up in Hayburn, they just allow like they're like name, address, how many people? Okay, here's your box. That's it.
Um, but like it's not much better if you're part of the religion even.
Is it
You
not?
no. And if this is if like it's not during food break times or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. You had to fill out a literal application
Mm-hmm.
with your bank information
Really?
just so they can look and see that you're actually struggling.
Yeah.
Because fucking Lord help us if they need food for eating.
Yeah. Well, I know that there are certain perks for being in the church because, I mean, one, I had a friend who literally got baptized in the Mormon church specifically so he could get a free ride, not free ride, but like free scholarships to go to college if he decided not to join the military, which he did anyway. Um, so he cheated the system that way. And also with my ex-wife, the only reason why we got free couples counseling was because she was a member of the church, or her family was anyway. Um, so yeah, it's still bullshit.
Yeah, and honestly, those perks are just not worth it.
Yeah, probably not.
Especially because, like, obviously, it's a big money laundering thing.
Yeah, and I guess since we've been ragging on specifically Mormons for so long, and we've done it so many times, there is something that I do want to bring up to kind of rag on my own religion. Um,
Ooh,
yeah.
I got way too excited about that.
Maybe not like the entirety of my religion, but there are specific churches. I can think of one in specific around here, that's over by the grade school, if you know that one. Um, they I've seen that they've added on to their church recently, and that kind of pisses me off. But when I did go there for a while as a young adult, I think I was like between the ages of 16 and 19 that I was going there. Um, uh, they had um this might not seem so egregious to you, but it absolutely is. um eh, People who go to churches like that, I think is absolutely abhorrent. Is they had a pool table, and they had an air hockey table, and they had like twice a month video game tournaments. um I know it's all to like suck in the kids, and that's great and all, but like I don't think a church should have those things like at all, period.
No.
because those are things of the world, and I don't think that you should be sinking a whole lot of time in those types of things anyway. Um, so even though I do, and I'm an absolute hypocrite, but it shouldn't be endorsed by the fucking church. Um, I don't like that churches do those types of things where they're like, "Oh, look at us, we're so hip and cool, and we got these cool things. Come to church over here." And they kind of that's like the only thing that keeps people there. In some aspects.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't like when
Um,
churches do that.
I will say that the Mormon religion is by far the most evil religion I have ever experienced. I mean, sure, you can go and say the Islamic religion is evil, but no, the Islamic religion and most of its people are not.
I would say Islamic fundamentalists, sure, but at least in the West, yes, I absolutely agree with you. If you add the in the West part, um, yeah,
Anyways, you said you had a topic.
I did,
Yeah.
I did.
Did you forget it?
No, on the topic of sex, I suppose. I've seen a couple of videos like on TikTok and stuff talking about um uh because the topic is usually always about how men don't understand women, but what about how women don't understand men? um I saw a video of a girl talking about how she thought that men needed boners in order to piss, and
No, it's the exact opposite.
yeah, it's exact opposite. Having a boner actually makes it harder for us to piss.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another one where a girl's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know that men could just make their peepees twitch on command." Um, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
We can?
Yes, can't you?
I never tried.
If you just flex, like if you're going to like say you're peeing and then you want to like stop midstream, that same muscle that you would flex to stop that is the same one that you need to like make it boink.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just never tried.
interesting.
So this is
Um,
news to me.
yeah.
I
Um,
mean, maybe I tried and didn't realize it, but I've never like intentionally attempted.
yeah.
So
There's one where I'm trying to remember if me and my wife have ever talked about anything like this. I know we have, but I don't remember anything that she said. But there was one where this girl got mad at her boyfriend for having a stiffy in his sleep. Cause she was like, "Oh, you dream about fucking other women or whatever." It's like, no, that happens naturally. Um, It's just your body being like, everything working good. Let's try this. Yep, that works good. Okay, on to the next thing. And yeah. Or it's just having a wet dream. Sometimes those happen and don't even don't even mean for it to happen.
what
Speaking
what's
of,
what's sad is women have wet dreams too,
mhm,
but somehow when men have them, it's cheating.
yeah,
Like, you fucking excuse me?
I have a question for you. When was the last time you had a wet dream? I could say that mine was about 2 or 3 years ago. Because some people are like, oh, I haven't had a wet dream since I was a kid. Like, I don't think so. Like, that's kind of hard for me to believe. I don't have them very often.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
Be-
literally once every like 5 or 6 years, maybe, if that.
it's kind of difficult to. I purposely avoided the word hard, by the way.
Okay.
It's kind of difficult to pinpoint because like there's a lot of shit that I can't remember normally.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first wake up too, like the dreams just
Yeah, that
so um
that is a thing.
I I couldn't tell you for sure.
Hmm. Do you ever feel your dreams just slowly slipping away? You're actively trying to remember all the details, and it's actively falling
Yeah.
away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I remember last night, and this is gonna sound so strange,
Okay.
but I had a dream, and then Taco woke me up to go outside. But I had a dream about processors, like computer processors
Okay.
that had arms and legs,
Okay.
and they were like named different, like I can't think of one right now, but
Okay.
and we were doing something.
Hmm.
I only remember the absurd parts.
Speaking of processors, did you know that Microsoft created a new state of matter?
What they needed to create is a new state of mind, not
It's
depressed.
I don't remember what exactly they call it, but it's basically the next step in quantum computing. But it's like a completely new state of matter. It's not a plasma or liquid or gas or solid. It's like something completely different, I guess.
Jizz. It's probably jizz.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't remember much about the dream other than that.
Oh, I don't know why I remembered it now. This oh you mentioned Jews. Um, that I saw one girl talking about how they thought that when a dude inserts their pee into the girl pee, that it's a constant stream of jizz, like a slow trickle, constant trickle of jizz, and that's kind of horrifying.
Imagine how exhausting that would be.
Yeah, and they could it was like a faucet. They could just turn it on and off with their mind or something like that. That would be that's really terrifying of a concept to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, um,
Plus, imagine how many babies would be born
on accident.
like at that rate
Oh,
with the faucet thing.
oh, yeah.
At least 10 babies a fucking every fucking minute.
Or if you can control the flow of it, like an actual sink faucet. Ugh, that's really gross to think about. Um, there's one girl that didn't understand the difference between a grower and a shower, and they thought that all men's peepees were as big as they can get, and then they just like tuck them.
Huh?
Do you not know what a grower and a shower is?
I've never heard either of those terms. No.
So some men are as long and as big as they are hard, but soft. And then some men are tiny, tiny when they're soft, and then they grow to their full extent when they're hard.
Oh,
Yes.
that's interesting.
So some men are like an elephant trunk just swinging around, and then when they get hard, they just and then some men just go
Like a fucking subway.
like a what?
A subway.
A subway?
You know, a train.
I suppose.
I don't know why, but when you did
Oh, yeah.
the movement, it made me
Which
think
are you, Morgan?
a subway.
Yeah,
I don't know what
me too.
I don't know anything about subways.
Okay.
Probably the one that goes on a track.
I'm asking you if you are a grower or a shower.
Wouldn't you like to know? Or
Are you an elephant trunk or a subway? I am a subway.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we're past an hour. We're good.
Um.
Oh, can I tell that story? I won't say any names, but the other night, not the other night, it was a while ago. My relief came. Um
Oh.
yeah, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to take my graveyard shift?" And I was like, maybe. I kind of do want some overtime. I was thinking about it." And he was like, I don't remember what word he actually said, but basically what he said was, "I'll let you go home and get jiggy with it with your wife and then come back." And usually, 99.9% of the time, I don't get offended by shit like that.
He really
However,
doesn't.
however, being the guy that it was, that I don't already like a whole lot, I'm okay with him. And just the way that he said it too, and he went like this when he said that. I was like, I don't know why, but something deep inside me, I was all like, how fucking dare you? Like, what the fuck is your issue?
Like as if the fucking phrasing wasn't retarded enough. He had to add the motion.
Yeah, because usually when asks me to, because he's asked me quite a few times to cover his graves, usually I'll just be joking around and be like, no thanks, I like fucking my wife. By that I usually just mean like I like spending time with her. The majority of the time that I get to spend with her is either on my days off, or between the hours of like 12:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Those are the hours that I really get to spend a whole lot of time with her. But just jokingly, I'm like, I like to fuck my wife. No, thank you. And then he brings that up, and I'm like, one, do you not understand that that was a joke? Two, what the fuck's your problem? um,
From now on, you should just start saying, "I like fucking with my wife."
no, I'm just gonna be like, I like spending time with her. I'm not even gonna joke around with it anymore. Like that actually like bothered me quite a bit. Him saying that.
I'll let you go get jiggy with it.
It might be just because the dude that said it, but yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, it offended me a bit. Not like I wasn't like, how could you talk to me like that? I was just like, no, no, I don't want to take your grave. That's fine. I like immediately shut it down after that. It's like, no, that's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go home and get jiggy.
Yeah,
Who fucking uses that term anymore?
I don't know.
Jiggy.
It wasn't really even the way that he said it either. It was just that it was him. And that and the motion that he did like that, I was like, what the fuck is your problem? What is your deficiency?
I don't know. Maybe he's missing a couple chromosomes.
No, he has too many. That's the issue. Instead of one extra, he only has a half extra, so he's not. Anyway,
You know
I
what's really
think
awkward?
what?
I'm pretty sure he subscribed.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure. I doubt he watches.
I hope not. Dude, if he comes up to me next time he relieves me or whatever and be like, "Hey, so what the fuck?" I'm going to be like, "I don't know what you're talking about, bro."
Yeah, there's definitely not a full ass recording of it online.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt he would watch it.
Did you just rip ass?
No. I'm playing
I
with
might
my
I might
what?
be smelling your breath. That's cool. Anyway, do you have
I don't know
anything else
if I
to
should be
add?
offended by that.
Well, you're the one with a stank ass breath. Do you have anything else to add?
My co-host is a dick.
At least my breath doesn't smell like dick.
Ah, that's debatable.
I'm going to assume you have nothing else to add.
I don't know. You were getting pretty jiggy with that other guy the other day.
The other guy the other day?
Yeah, a while ago.
Talking about the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us on another wacky wild adventure into bullshit.
Another wacky, wild wisdom.
Sure.
You had two W's and then an A. Like, You gotta make it 3.
No, I don't.
I'll kill you.
Promise.
Oh.
My wife is in the other room. You might have to fight her, but I'm okay with it.
Go, go, go. Fight, fight.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Make sure to check out all the links in the description and the little thingy there in the corner. By the way, I have my own card shop, kind of digital. It's called Cards and Ink or Paper and Ink Cards. That's what it's called. Cards and Cards. Yes.
You don't even know
It's
your own fucking shop.
yeah, it's on Facebook. I'm hopefully maybe soon going to be moving it over to TikTok as well. But right now it's just on Facebook. It's just a little Excel spreadsheet. The instructions are in the pinned post. I actually spent a few dollars promoting it. And I've gotten a couple of likes on the promoted post. That's pretty cool. But if you like cards, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, or Magic, go check that out. I don't have a whole lot of very good cards, but there's a lot of them. Mostly just commons. I'm gonna
Go,
try and spend a little bit more money on some better packs, like collector
go
packs.
check it out if you like getting jiggy with it.
Sure. Um, there's the tip jar. There's the Twitter. The red bubble, which I need to get some. Hey, maybe. Hey, there's a good idea.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that yet. Did we?
No,
The person that we were going to start doing some thumbnails for the channel.
we
That's right.
are.
We're not affiliated with them just yet,
We are
but
hiring
quote unquote.
someone to start doing thumbnails and a few other things like that.
Yeah.
And so be on the lookout for that. We're not. We're still in the application phase, as Nick likes to call it.
Yes. Their Instagram handle is your YOUR underscore Wi-Fi underscore is underscore out underscore LOL. All lowercase. We will, as soon as we accept their application, be putting their handle and any links they want us to shout out. Either in the corner of each video, like they are, all of those links are now,
I
or
think we
just
should
in
do
the
that, or
or
both,
or
honestly.
both in the description below. Their art is really anime like or cartoony. They did our little tater tart dudes in like a Cuphead type style that I really enjoy. She's gonna try and do an animation for us, and maybe if we get along well and she does good work for us, maybe we'll have her do some animations later on down the road. But for now, it's just gonna be thumbnails. Um, my idea was actually that we could promote some of her designs and maybe put it up on our Redbubble and split the revenue. If that is a thing that she would like to do, it's open for her. But we will discuss things like that later.
Yeah, right now
Um,
let's kind of get our footing.
yeah. Also, I want to welcome our 25 new 25 no 25 in total, our 3 new subscribers. Most likely they came from my shorts that I put on the channel, which are like re-uploads of different TikToks that I've done on my own personal TikTok. Those are pretty cool. Check those out. There are my little shorts. More coming every day. I think I have one coming every day until like the end of the month. Um,
And I'm not in them. So if you don't like me, well,
I do want to start doing stuff with you to make little short skits to put up on the channel. I think that would be really fun.
it would, honestly.
Um,
Not only just in the recording process, but the editing process.
yeah. Um, hell, if you wanted to, I know that you have a couple of things that I really need to get working on. that we want to put up on the TikTok. Which, by the way, I do need to put the link to the TikTok down in the description too, because we only have 3 videos up there. I was planning on doing big stuff with that, but that ended up not working because my laptop exploded. But it's fixed now, so maybe I can get to work on that kind of shit again. But yeah, our 1 year anniversary is coming up. We're gonna try and do something not horribly huge or
It's
fantastical,
going to be
just something a
spectacular.
little special.
Maybe
but
confetti and flashing lights and like a high-speed car chase or something. I don't know. Nothing too fancy.
Okay. Hey, maybe we'll go to Twin and go to the mall and badger people. I've been thinking about that kind of a thing too. Probably not, but yes, thank you for joining us. I hope you will like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Comment below your favorite soup. Mine is
Tomato.
Elephant soup.
Mine's cheesecake.
Cheesecake soup?
Nope, just cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake. Okay, very cool.
Bye, guys.
Bye. He was pointing it right in my head. He's like, drive, motherfucker. Hello, Morgan. How are you?
I have AIDS in my tomatoes.
I found that is not a good thing. Where to? Oh, there's the thing. I got abused. Yeah.
It's gonna have more
Let's-
cuts than the emo kid in school.
How long have you been black? As I turn off the key and open the door, all I hear is, "Stay in the car!" And I'm like, I fucking hate you! Oh my god! Oh. Very cool.
Hey, that was a boom. That was a boomstick. Grandma's gonna be mad at you.
Fucking what?
And then 2 scoops of ice cream.